And continuing on with a look at all of my Blu-rays and DVDs in my collection, we are going to take a look at some Blu-rays I have here in the back room. But we're going to start off with something I got recently that I didn't show off in the last couple of videos, but not just a couple weeks ago. Actually, these three right here. This right here is the Warner Brothers 100th Anniversary box sets. One of three of the four. I don't have the fourth one here, but we have award winners, as you can see on the side here. The comedies, dramas, and musicals, as well as fantasy, action, and adventure. There's a thriller section available too, but like I said, I haven't gotten that one yet. But I bought these off of Macari. I bought them offline because they were used, but you know they are damaged. They are a little bit damaged, and you'll see if you look closely, there's tape on here because some of them had parts that were like ripping off and all that. So I made sure that those stayed on there. But I got all three of these for $93. These are going for like $60 each for a new set. So, yeah, they're not the best versions of it. And I really wasn't... Honestly, I never thought I'd ever get these. But I found them at a reasonably good price. They are still pretty much in good condition. The discs aren't ruined or anything. But I want to go ahead and show you these real quick before we get to the cases of Blu-rays that I'm going to go through here in just a second. But here's the first volume right here. The Award Winners Collection. And as you can see, the Warner Brothers logo opens up. And inside of here, we have the first set in here, the Volume 1 Award Winners set. And I believe this is a booklet. These each come with booklets that tell you what's in here. So you get stuff like Grand Hotel in this one, Mutiny on the Bounty, Robin Hood, Mrs. Minerva, Casablanca, of course, one of my favorite movies, Key Largo, A Streetcar Named Desire, Ben-Hur, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, Bonnie and Clyde, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and some more images from some of these award winners, Cool Hand Luke, Bullet, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So it's not just Oscar winners, because Best Picture winners, because you got Purple Rain, which did win an Oscar for the score, I believe. Color Purple should have won Best Picture that year. Unforgiven, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. I could have sworn the whole series would be in here. This one, maybe it's in another set, but Mystic River. There's Return of the King, $1 Million Baby. I wonder where Fellowship of the Ring is, because it's not on here, unless I missed a page. No. That's weird. But, you got $1 Million Baby right there. The Departed, Argo, Star is Born, and Judas and the Black Messiah. And I believe that's the movies that are... Oh, no, they're on the back here, so let's see. No, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring is not in here. I'm actually kind of surprised. But that's a list of the movies in there. So you get the case inside of here, the Volume 1 Award Winner set in its own case. And you open it up like a book, and there's all the movies in there. Actually, there's some of them right here. Oh, it tells you what all these movies won in terms of awards. So there's the films I mentioned before. Yeah, I'm surprised Fellowship of the Ring isn't in here. Maybe it is in one of the other sets. And I just don't see it, but... So there's that. And not only do you get all that stuff and more, but you also get... Each set has their own set of pins in here. So you got the Warner Brothers logo and the Warner Brothers 100th Anniversary logo. And each one has a different set of pins in here. Of course, this is not open, so... I think that's a good deal overall on that front. Now let's take a look at Set 2, Comedies, Dramas, and Musicals. And this one actually did come with the J card. Some of them didn't come with it. But that gives you an indication of what exactly is in here. You have 42nd Street, The Wizard of Oz, Citizen Kane, Singing in the Rain, A Star is Born, Rebel Without a Cause, Dr. Zhivago, The Outsiders, Risky Business, Gremlins, The Goonies, Little Shop of Horrors, Empire of the Sun, The Bodyguard, Dumb and Dumber, Friday, Boogie Nights, Selena, Practical Magic, The Iron Giant, I didn't know was in here, that's cool. Elf, Hairspray, The Hangover, Invictus, and Crazy Rich Asians. And, of course, in this one, you do get the book. You do get the box set here. And in this set, you get 2 other pins. I think I'll move that out of the way. That thing's probably used anyway since that thing was used. But 2 more pins. You got a retro-looking Warner Brothers set, if you can see from the... There we go. Yeah, you get like an old school Warner Brothers logo, and then you get a Warner Brothers pin with Bugs Bunny on the front of it. So that one's kind of cool to see in there. I won't go through the book again because that back there just pretty much told you everything that was in there. And like I said, the digital code's probably been used already, so there's that one right there. Actually, Fellowship of the Ring might be in here because this is the Fantasy Action and Adventure set. And yep, there it is, right there up at the top. But in this one, you get Superman, The Never-Ending Story, Supergirl. Why that one, I don't know. But Lethal Weapon, Batman, Twister, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Ocean's 11, Constantine, V for Vendetta, Pan's Labyrinth, 300, The Dark Knight, Man of Steel, Mad Max Fury Road, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Aquaman, Shazam, Joker, Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, and Black Adam. Personally, I probably would have replaced Supergirl with Superman Returns, in my opinion, but... So that's the J card for that. The book again. The case. And then finally, we have the pins. Let's see what this one is. I think that's the 90s, I believe, logo, and I think this one is the... Can't get a good look at it. Let me see if it's on the J card. That one right there. Yeah, that's an old school Warner Brothers logo, but I think that one is a newer one. One of the newer ones, so... At least I believe that's what that is in there. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. So there you go. Those are all the Warner Brothers 100th anniversary sets that I have. Hopefully I can find that 4th one for a good price. I don't know if I want to pay $70 for it yet. I probably will wait till it comes down in price, but... The fact I got to throw all 3 of these for $93 is pretty impressive. Oh, $93 together, so... Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, even though they are a little bit damaged, but they all still look like they're relatively in good condition. So let's go ahead and get to some of the cases, the bags I have over here of Blu-rays. Now, I remember the last time I did this, I tried to do this all in one video, but it took a long time to do because I had no idea I had so many bags back here. So I'm only going to do the top row of the 4 that I have sitting at the top here. Is it 4 or 3? No, it's 3. 3 on the top here. So we'll do 3 bags this week, and then next week we'll do the other 4, and then I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19. 20 bags worth of these Evelets boxes, bags worth of Blu-rays, that, at least up here. And there's definitely more downstairs. Needless to say, I have a massive collection, but this is my thing. This is the thing I like to do, and you can get kind of a little sneak preview of what's exactly inside this particular set here. But let's go ahead and open the sucker up and get this party started. I'm going to start off with, there's some stuff on the top here, too. So we have here... mostly stuff from a couple years ago, Avatar stuff. So we have here the Best Buy exclusive of Avatar, The Way of Water. The Walmart exclusive of Avatar, The Way of Water, which actually came in a set I bought off of Macari. I haven't opened this one because I still have that one there. And then, of course, you have the regular Best Buy, regular edition of 4K edition of Avatar. And we're getting the new movie this year, one would think, so hopefully that'll turn out to be good, but Strange World, I found this at Half Price Books. This is the 4K exclusive that was available through Disney Movie Club, and I didn't open this one because I actually have the Steelbook, so as you can see, I found this at Half Price Books for $20, and I couldn't pass it up. I love this movie, too. I think this is a very underrated movie, Strange World, one of my favorite movies from 2022. And then last but not least, in this, before we get to the other stuff in here, we have this. This is also came from Disney Movie Club, the Jungle Book 3D. I have another copy of the regular version of this, and I also have the Steelbook version of it, but I bought this when Disney Movie Club was going out of business. I figured I might as well use the points. Cool looking set. Cool looking set for a pretty good live-action remake. from Disney. So this is all of the Disney 100 sets that came out in 2023. I got all the steelbooks right here from Best Buy. Of course, you got Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella, Star Wars: A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Nightmare Before Christmas, The Lion King, Toy Story, Cars, Iron Man, Frozen, Moana, Coco, and then last but not least, Encanto, which I believe was the first one released of the Disney 100 Steelbooks that came out in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. And then here are the regular Disney 100 slips that came out. Of course, we have Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. A very nice looking set in general. We have Cinderella, which was originally a Disney Movie Club exclusive, but then I think it was released later on Blu-ray in most stores, in 4K, I mean, in most stores, if I'm not mistaken, or pretty sure it was, but then we've got Nightmare Before Christmas, the Mickey and Minnie 10 Classic Shorts collection, Mickey and Friends 10 Classic Shorts, Snow White again, Cinderella again, Alice in Wonderland, Lady and the Tramp, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, The Jungle Book, The Aristocats, Robin Hood, Fox and the Hound and the Fox and the Hound 2, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. All these ones here, these ones look like they were all like done before in the past and all that. Like people actually, like someone actually did effort on Beauty and the Beast. But then you look at Aladdin, this looks like the most stock image they could have taken for the front of the movie in general. Like it doesn't even look like it's really trying overall. But it is what it is. Aladdin, Nightmare Before Christmas, The Lion King, Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Zootopia, Moana, Frozen 2, Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, Cars, Up, Brave, and then last but not least, we have Coco. So that's the first bag right there. And once again, kind of like last time, I realized there's more than I thought I had, but I'm going to do this a smart way. I'm going to do this only a little bit at a time. So we already looked at one, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to look at. So, yeah. But let's first look at this stuff over here. We have the Columbia Pictures Best Picture Collection. And back there, all the films that are included on here, all the Best Picture winners. We have a Columbia Classics collection in here, but these do not have the movies inside of there. They actually are these are smaller cases for other movies I have, like the multiple copies of Home Alone that I have, the Steelbook, the Disney Movie Club exclusive, and 2 4K versions because one of them was scratched and they sent me another copy of it. Another one was one of the boxes were damaged, so. And then here's all the Disney Movie Club exclusive versions of Home Alone's 1 and 2 and the 2 movie collection. The case for the 4K Volume 2 set, which has can't get this open. The Haunting in Hill House and the Rambo and Expendables Walmart slip covers. And then over here we have Hackers, the Steelbook. And then A Man Called Otto and Cuffs, the Christian Slater movie. And then lastly over here we have Volume 3. Let me open this up. And inside Volume 3 we We have here Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, The Mask of Zorro, the Steelbook, and then the Shout Factory version of Dragonheart. And then on this side, we have the menu. We have Air Force One, the Steelbook, and Army of Darkness, the Steelbook from Shout Factory. And now we're just going to move it in here to the other bedroom. We have here, just like I have with the Disney 100 sets, I have a separate stack for all the Warner Brothers 100th anniversary sets that came out in 2023. And we're going to go ahead and look at these. Of course, starting off at the top here, we have things not from Warner Brothers, but just extra copies of stuff that had Vanilla Sky, Tom Cruise movie, 4K and Blu-ray box set. We have Rain Man on 4K. We have Fool's Paradise, the Charlie Day movie he directed, which I did not really like this movie all that much, unfortunately. It's a shame because I love Charlie Day. Charlie Day's great. So, I don't know. I saw it, I didn't like it, so maybe that's one I'll get rid of. So, I'll leave that to the side for now. We have, and last but not least, the original Indiana Jones Blu-ray set. I have all the other Indiana Jones Steelbook sets, but I like to keep this one around just in case. But because and this also has special features I don't think are on the other sets, but kept those around. And now let's go ahead and get to the Warner Brothers sets. Starting off, we have the Beetlejuice. This is not part of the 100th anniversary set. This is actually the 4K box set that came out in 2020 when this was coming out on Blu-ray for the first time. It's the set that has the handbook for the recently deceased. And let me see if I can open it up here. It's shaped like the book. You've got the chalk inside of here, and the thing that says, draw a door and knock 3 times. And then I think you got to take the. I don't remember how this works. I think you're supposed to. There's supposed to be like an. Oh, I think there's a thing to open it somewhere. Hold on. I'm a friggin' idiot. Yeah, that's all you had to do. So you got the chalk in there. What else do you have in here? Because it looks like you get something else. You get this patch. Yeah, it's a patch. And then, of course, you get Beetlejuice on 4K. So there you go. Oh, and of course, you got to have this. For Beetlejuice, the Bio-Exorcist. You have here National Lampoon's Vacation, the 100th anniversary Steelbook. Now we're getting to the 100th anniversary stuff. Training Day, the Maltese Falcon. Yeah, I found that at a Cash and Culture when we had it here for. I think it was a Cash and Culture. It was some kind of thrift store, a resale shop, if you will. But it was not a resale shop. It was a Half Price Books I got it from because I bought it online though, not from the store itself. But that's the Maltese Falcon. Got Cool Hand Luke, Rebel Without a Cause, and then these were like Walmart exclusive sets that they had. Shazam, the Shazam 2 film collection, which has Fury of the Gods, and then the Target exclusive 4K set Blu-ray set for Shazam Fury of the Gods, and of course you got to have your Steelbook. Well, maybe that was the Walmart exclusive. What Walmart? No. This is the Walmart exclusive right here because it's the Icon edition. That edition set they had there because I remember Fast X had one, and also the Flash. Venture Brothers, Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Hearts, the movie. And then of course you got to have Creed 3. This is the Walmart exclusive set of Creed 3 with a nice looking slip cover here. One of my favorite movies from 2023. So much so that I bought the Steelbook, because you got to get the Steelbook. And then you also got to have the 3-movie collection. I want to have extra copies of this around. I found this at a Target, actually. So I picked that up. All 3 Creed movies. And then you've got all the Warner Brothers 100th anniversary slip covers that came from Walmart. First off, we have Batman the Complete Television Series. You open this up and you get like a little photo set here of all the different things from each thing that they were promoting. So there's that. There's Batman. Here's one I found when I was in North Carolina, the Friends Complete Series set. That. You got the Jetsons. complete series. The Looney Tunes Complete Platinum Collection. The Harry Potter Collection, which includes, this doesn't include Fantastic Beasts. Good. I don't want Fantastic Beasts. But I might as well show you the other ones here. The other photo homages. Photo collages is what I'm trying to say, not photo homages, good lord. Harry Potter. And then Lord of the Rings. The Clint Eastwood 10 film collection. This set I think has Kelly's Heroes, Where Eagles Dare, The Outlaw Josie Wales, Peril Rider, Heartbreak Ridge, Unforgiven, Dirty Harry, City Heat, Gran Torino, and American Sniper. This is volume 5 of his sets. I think I've got the Clint Eastwood box set downstairs somewhere. Got the Dark Knight trilogy. We got Little Shop of Horrors. We got The Conjuring. All 7 films, including the last one, The Devil Made Me Do It. There's actually a Canadian release, I see. I don't think that's not UK, is it? Could be, but Gremlins. Another Beetlejuice, the DVD set. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Lethal Weapon. The Classics Collection, Casablanca, Gone with the Wind, The Wizard of Oz, and Singing in the Rain. Final Destination. Should be getting close to watching these again soon for the new movie coming out. A couple weeks from now, actually. The Mad Max Collection, which does not include Furiosa, because this came before that. And then last but not least, the Scooby-Doo 10-film collection. And then I completely forgot about this set because it doesn't have the slipcover for it. The 10-film Looney Tunes collection, which includes your necessities, Space Jam, A New Legacy, Looney Tunes Back in Action, as well as the classics like the Looney Bugs Bunny movie, Tweety's High Flying Adventure, Daffy Duck's Quackbusters, and a couple of the newer films as well. Yeah, I wish I had a slipcover for it, but I don't think I could find one that had the slipcover for it. So there you go. That's all the movies in bag number 2. Bag number 3. We start off with yet another Shazam collection. Shazam 2-film collection. This was the glow-in-the-dark Walmart edition. We have Kagamusha, which I actually found this at a Miller's Crossing, which is one of our resale shops around here. And look at how much I paid for it. $3 for a Criterion Collection release. Not just a Criterion Collection release, but an Akira Kurosawa Criterion Collection release. Yes, please. I'll take that. Also found this at a thrift shop, Sledgehammer, which is kind of a precursor to the Naked Gun, since it came out a couple of years before Naked Gun, the movie. Driveway Dolls, one of my favorite little underrated films from last year. I'm looking forward to the new film, Honey Dome, which comes out later in the year from Ethan Coen. Could have gotten the Blu-ray for it, but it was on DVD. I wanted to see it, and I'm glad I did, because it was really good. Here's another Looney Tunes Complete Platinum Collection. This is another Walmart exclusive slip. Hey, gotta do what you can to tell Warner Brothers that, hey, we still love the Looney Tunes. Bluey Season 3. I have Seasons 1 and 2 somewhere. This is actually a pretty fun show overall. I mean, it's a kid's show, yes, but I mean, the stuff they talk about in the show, I mean, it's pretty daring and bold. I give them a lot of credit for the stuff they were trying to pull out. They do in this show. It actually works very well. So let's go ahead and let's start with these right here, because I bought these off of Macari, and I had no idea the guy who I ordered this from was sending me this with the plastic coverings and all. But yeah, these are the Marvel Steelbooks exclusive to Walmart, the Mondo Steelbooks. You have Avengers. You've got Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, and then, of course, Black Panther. One of the many steelbooks you'll see for Black Panther, which I've already shown one already. But you're probably wondering, well, how am I supposed to open these if the plastic things are locked up? How am I supposed to get them out? Well, that's what I thought too, but then I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand. Hold on. There is good news. There was good news because now the tape won't. See, I can take them out because the things are not protected. And yeah, they're still in the packaging overall because I don't want to ruin these. And yeah, I did not think he was going to send me these in this, but thank you for that. I can't remember who I got this from, but thank you for that. Got some Criterions here. Several Criterions I have downstairs. Most of them I have downstairs, but there's some up here as well. One False Move, very underrated Carl Franklin movie, which also features Billy Bob Thornton. To Die For, one of my favorite movies from the 90s. Nicole Kidman in that movie. And she was hot in that movie. Train Spotting, the Criterion for that. Bound. I think that's the only ones I have up in this one here. We'll get to probably more of them as we go along, but here's the Arrow version of American Gigolo, starring Richard Gere. Earthworm Jim, with Homer Simpson as the voice of Earthworm Jim. The Walmart edition of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which I didn't like this one as much as the last film, but it was a lot better than I think most people gave it credit for. I mean, it was not a great movie, but it certainly could have been a whole lot worse. We have Andor Season 1 on Blu-ray. Just watching Season 2. Season 2 has been really good. We have the Walmart Steelbook for Escape Plan, the triple feature set with the movies with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. The First Slam Dunk, very underrated film from last year. Bad Lieutenant, great movie, Harvey Keitel. That Thing You Do, one of my all-time favorite movies. This is one of the Mill Creek 20th Disney titles that they put out a couple of years ago. Other Star Wars Steelbook, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the complete series. And then Jason Statham in The Beekeeper, one of the stupidest movies ever, but one of the most awesome movies ever made. Another copy of Bambi, because why not? It's one of my favorite movies. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This is the regular Walmart edition, Steelbook edition that came out. And then this was the Amazon exclusive, even though I got this off of Walmart's website. Movie I liked. Not a lot of people did. We got Hollow Man. We got Dragonheart, which I already showed off the regular set, so I think I can get rid of that one too, because I thought I didn't have the Steelbook, and lo and behold, I do. So there's a good reason why I'm checking all these now. Fletch Lives. Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. Dune Part 2. Missing again! Monkey Man, one of my favorite films from last year. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4. I have to get the complete series set for that soon. Another underrated Disney movie. I like this movie. It's not as good as the other Disney classics, but it's certainly a lot better than people made it out to be. So much so I got another copy. And I actually got this because I won a Disney contest, and they gave me like a Wish prize package, which included this brand new copy of the movie. So I'm keeping that one because I won that. One of my favorite films from last year, Lisa Frankenstein. I think that was in my top 10. We have Wednesday Season 1. We got Season 2 of that coming up soon. Another underrated movie from a couple years ago, Next Goal Wins, from Taika Waititi. A really good movie. I actually really enjoyed that one a lot. We have Poor Things, starring Oscar winner Emma Stone, which after I saw this movie, it's just like, yeah, as much as I love Lily Gladstone and Killers of the Flower Moon, she definitely deserved to win in this movie because she was really good. One of that year's more underrated films, The Color Purple, did what the Mean Girls musical should have done and do something completely different instead of just redoing the same movie and adding music to it. The 4K of Aliens, the 4K of The Abyss, and the 4K of True Lies. Another great 4K underrated gem, Francis Ford Coppola's One from the Heart, from that great 80s era where he was making a lot of good films. Mean Girls on 4K. This is the special edition of the Burn book, and you can tell it's not open because I like that and I don't want to ruin it. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Actually, these two here, this and Moon Knight, as well as Andor and Obi-Wan Kenobi, I got them at a Walmart just before they were coming out. They were out on Thursday. I was able to pick them up, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get them, and lo and behold, I was able to buy them all. So, yeah, this came a couple days before it actually came out, and I kind of want to watch this again, because Captain America Brave New World's coming out on Blu-ray again soon. I actually like that movie. I like that one a lot. But I want to see more of Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I'm glad to see they're keeping him around for Avengers, the next Avengers movie. Of course, we had Moon Knight. We have one of the best Illumination films of recent years, Migration. And then last but not least, My Cousin Vinny on Blu-ray, another one of these Disney Mill Creek titles that I found at Barnes & Noble. Didn't really need to get it again, but I wanted to add to the collection. I wanted to get those because actually I don't have this on Blu-ray. I think I have it on DVD, but not Blu-ray. I could be wrong on that. So that's bag number 3, halfway through now. Moving on to bag number 4, starting off with all these different versions of the Beatles Get Back. Now you might be wondering why I have all these different versions. Well, this particular version right here is specific because it's a version that was not supposed to come out. There were some audio issues, and some Targets actually had them out in stores already. And I was lucky to find a copy of this online through eBay, and I picked it up. And knowing how expensive and rare it actually is, because there are notable differences on here, specifically with the description on the back. You see that it's red, but on the run that's available in most places, it's not red. So there's that. There's also, like I said, audio issues and all that type of stuff. Specific stuff on this particular set in particular. So I have it on eBay. I've been trying to see if maybe I can get a good amount of money for it, but nobody has bought it. But if they do, I know exactly where it is. But this is the regular edition that came out. And then this other one came out. I can't remember where I got this one from. Did I get it from online too? Let me see if I have a receipt in here. Now I bought this one from Target. This is not the newer version, the one that they pulled from the stores. This is actually the one that came out afterward. That's the newer. This is the newer version, not the one that I said at the beginning of that sentence there. But yeah, you can see that's the Target one there. So yeah, even on the sides here, they're all different versions. Like the one that's available everywhere has the number 233082, but the one that was released by early was the one that has 225871. So there's all those. Yeah, this is one of those bags that are smaller and they're separated by sections, so that's why I don't have a huge chunk right in front of me like I did with the other ones. But we have What Women Want on Blu-ray. Pretty fun romantic comedy. Mel Gibson, Helen Hunt. We have The Black Phone. Can't wait to check out Black Phone 2 later in the year. We have Jurassic World Dominion, the steelbook for that. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This is the regular edition. And of course the Best Buy exclusive edition, because I know you got to have that if you're going to have the other ones, because the Best Buy steelbooks would sell out like crazy. So I was lucky I was able to get my hands on that one. Got the steelbook edition of Heat, one of my favorite movies. Classic Robert De Niro, Al Pacino movie. Michael Mann directed that, of course. Coneheads. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the Best Buy steelbook exclusive. The 2-movie collection of Sonic 1 and 2. And the Walmart edition of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And you're probably wondering, where's Sonic the Hedgehog 3? Stay tuned. Just stay tuned. We will get to it. Green Lantern, Beware My Power. The Lost City. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 2. Vampire's Kiss, very fun Nicolas Cage movie from the 1980s. The Bad Guys, looking forward to The Bad Guys 2. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. The Northman. JFK Revisited, which I thought this was the JFK, Oliver Stone's JFK, because it has his name attached to it, but no, this is a documentary, but it did eventually come out on Shout Factory, which I do have that as well. The Boys, Seasons 1 and 2. Teen Titans Go and Superhero Girls Mayhem in the Multiverse. I actually picked this up from a friend of mine, one of the guys from Spill.com, Chris, who was selling off movies, and I got that for cheap around the time that movie was coming out, actually. Back to the Beach, one of my favorite underrated movies from the 1980s. If you have not seen Back to the Beach, find this movie because it's absolutely hilarious. It's a parody of the Frankie Avalon Annette Funicello movies, and you got Pee Wee Herman doing Bird is the Word. I mean, how can you go wrong? It's a really, really funny movie. I love that film. We have Vivo, very underrated Sony Pictures film with Lin-Manuel Miranda among the cast, because it went straight to Netflix. That's why most people don't know it even existed. And then last but not least, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Sorry about that. Good Burger, the Steelbook for the 25th anniversary. One of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies, The Weatherman. Directed by Gore Verbinski. Classic film. Harlem Nights. Maybe not one of Eddie Murphy's classic films, but it looks pretty good on Blu-ray. The Night at the Museum collection. I have all these because I don't have any of these on Blu-ray. Fun movies, overall. Last one, not so much. Boomerang. One of the more underrated Eddie Murphy films. Baby's Kids. We don't die, we multiply. And this has the Itsy Bitsy Spider cartoon on it, too. Which I don't think the DVD has. I had the DVD when it was still really expensive at half price. And I got it at half price books for a reasonably good, decent price. Some more copies of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This was the Target exclusive set, and this was when I was working at the Giant Eagle in Monroeville when they were redoing my store. I walked over to the Target one day, and then I found this in the back, even though the Target website said they didn't have any. I guess somebody was going to take it, and then they just hid it behind something. But, yeah, I probably ruined their entire day when I found this. I'll never forget that day when I found it, but... And then, of course, you've got some other Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness sets. This is the Disney Movie Club exclusive set with the slip cover. And then you got the original here, which I only got because that was part of the double feature set they had when I picked this up in Macari. Another great underrated film from the 90s. Not really underrated, but still a fun movie. The First Wives Club. Bette Midler, Goldie Hawn, Diane Keaton. How can you go wrong? Everything Everywhere All at Once. The Walmart exclusive slip cover for the 4K. And then, of course, you got your regular version. And then last but not least in this bag, Basketball, the Mill Creek edition. Really funny movie. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, plus the guys behind the Naked Gun movies. Again, how can you go wrong with that? So that's bag number 4. We're more than halfway through. Bag number 5 begins with the Planes, Trains, and Automobiles 4K Steelbook set. We have the 4K set of Jungle Cruise, the Best Buy exclusive. How to Train Your Dragon, the Ultimate Collection. Disney's Song of the South on Blu-ray. This was a bootleg I got at a Comic-Con. Casual Sex. Interesting movie overall. Nothing too amazing, nothing too spectacular. I feel like there could have been so much more that could have been done with it. Accept It. City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. Mandalorian Season 1, which I don't think I really need this anymore because I have the regular edition for that, so I can get rid of that. Star Wars The Holiday Special, because why not? Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the Steelbook. And then Explorers, very underrated Joe Dante movie. Came out a year after Gremlins, nobody went to go see it, which was a shame because it's pretty friggin' awesome. In the Heights, one of my favorite movies of the decade so far. Very underrated film that did not get the attention it deserved. Friggin' amazing movie. Here's the 4K edition with this different slipcover. Quiet Place Part 2. Luca, which has grown on me in the last couple of years. I didn't like it at first, but as time has gone on, I've really come to appreciate it more and more. Miami Vice and the Kingdom. This is one of the Mill Creek sets. Judas and the Black Messiah. Tom and Jerry the movie. Great when Tom and Jerry are on screen. When they're not, not so much. King Kong, the 1976 version. Very nice look, very nice Shout Factory set. The Liam Neeson double feature set. I only bought this mostly because of A Walk Among the Tombstones, because I don't have... Actually, no, I do have that. But you get A Walk Among the Tombstones and Nonstop, which I have both of them downstairs in their regular cases. So why did I pick this up? It's cheap, and I like both of these movies. Vanilla Sky, the Paramount Presents edition. I know I have the 4K edition, but you really want to keep those around, the Paramount Presents sets, because they're so cool. I mean, yeah, I'm not getting rid of that. Nor am I getting rid of Bugsy Malone. Fun little movie. Forever Purge. I have the other Purge movies somewhere. We'll get to them. Superman the Animated Series, of course, from the 90s. Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. Not a great movie, but a cool-looking steelbook. Cruella. Good movie. Unbreakable. It's a really nice 4K steelbook. American Psycho. And Licorice Pizza, the most recent film from Paul Thomas Anderson, until his newest film comes out at the end of September, one battle after another. Might have shown this off earlier, but in and out, because I think I just got this one recently and replaced the old one. But that's the newer set I bought. Uncharted, Again, kind of like with Snake Eyes, not a great movie, but it's a cool steelbook. Rat Race, very funny movie. The Saint, rest in peace Val Kilmer, great movie. The Schwarzenegger double feature set. Why is it Terminator 2 and Total Recall? Because this is a Lionsgate steelbook, and those are the only two that they had that are so close to each other, I guess. You have another Terminator 2 steelbook. Fast and Furious 20th Anniversary Edition. Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1, the steelbook. Raya and the Last Dragon. Probably the best of the post-COVID Disney animated movies. And again, I take that back. Encanto came out the same year. That's a good movie, though. Nobody 2's coming out this August. And then last but not least, Extract and The Switch. Very underrated Mike Judge movie, The Switch. Much better than I give it a lot of credit for. I was not expecting that to be as good as I thought it was, but it was actually pretty good. So that's bag number 5. One more bag to go for tonight. And one last bag for tonight, this week. We'll get to the other ones later on. Of course, we have some more Criterions here. The Grand Budapest Hotel. You can never go wrong with Wes Anderson and his Criterions. Marriage Story. Every day I wake up and I wish you were dead. And then it's just me crying, going like, great movie though. Excuse me. We have The Shining, the Best Buy exclusive steelbook, and then of course, watch Doctor Sleep in theaters, or you just watch the movie right there. E.T. the Extraterrestrial, one of the many copies you'll see coming up here. Hell or High Water, very underrated film, directed by David Mackenzie. I thought it was Denis Villeneuve for a second, but no. Great movie. Jeff Bridges, Chris Pine, Bull Durham, Criterion. The Irishman, Punch Drunk Love, the movie that made people realize, hey, Adam Sandler can actually act. Captain Marvel, the steelbook. Smoking Aces, directed by Joe Carnahan, very underrated movie. Disney Movie Club version of Turning Red, great Pixar film. And then, of course, you got to have your Best Buy exclusive steelbook. The Rocketeer. Pick this up online. You can get this at FYE for the longest time, as well as The Rescuers Down Under, which I don't think neither one of these can play on my regular Blu-ray player. I think they can play on my portable player, but I'm not so certain on that. Don't quote me on that. One of my favorite movies of all time, Hoop Dreams, the Criterion version, classic film. Election, Tootsie. Sex, Lies, a Videotape, The Graduate, The Great Escape, Moonrise Kingdom, La Dolce Vita, The Sweet Life, for God's sake. Another Army of Darkness steelbook from Scream Factory. And then, of course, Evil Dead's 1 and 2, Best Buy exclusive 4K set. And, of course, the Before trilogy, Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. All great films from director Richard Linklater. And last but not least, we have Logan with this really cool looking steelbook. This is a Manta Lab exclusive. Picked that up online. The nice lenticular. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, another set I got off online. I think I got this from Zavi, if I'm not mistaken. Another one of my favorite films. Hotel Transylvania 3, the steelbook. Really nice steelbook overall. Hotel Transylvania 2 in 3D. And, of course, you got to have Hotel Transylvania 1 in 3D. He Said, She Said, a very underrated Kevin Bacon movie with Sharon Stone also in it as well. And then finally, last but not least, Uncle Drew, a movie I did not expect to enjoy, but was actually really surprised at how much I enjoyed it. It was actually a pretty fun movie. So there we go. That is 6 of the 20 bags that I have up here. So we are more than on our way through getting through most of those Blu-rays. So I think that's a good place to call a night here. So I'll see you back at the chair in just a few seconds. Yeah, I figured just doing it this way will be so much easier and won't be as chaotic as the last time I tried to do it when I didn't realize I had all those stacks of bags of DVDs there. And that's just the stuff on the top, in the top room here. We still have a lot more downstairs in particular. But I did say before, what about Sonic the Hedgehog 3? Well, lo and behold, it finally came. As I said last week, I picked this up on Mercari because Walmart didn't send it out to me, and even though I pre-ordered it months ago, so I canceled that order. I found this on Mercari for pretty much the same price, so I grabbed it there. I'm still waiting for the Amazon Shadow Steelbook from Amazon, which they say it's going to be delivered now in early May. So I'm going to hold them to it, but at least until then, I do have this one here. I haven't opened this one up yet because I'm going to wait for the other one to come. I didn't even want to show this off until I got the other Steelbook, but just in case it wasn't there, I just want to let you know that, yes, I have Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So, that is now in my collection now, so all is right with the world. But, other than that, though, pretty good day overall. I went to, except for the movie I saw today, The Accountant 2, which, I'll say this, it's not a bad movie, but I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. And I'm going to delve more into that in my review on talking about the movies coming up tomorrow. I'm going to film that tonight, so you'll hear more about that a little bit later on. But other than that, though, pretty good day overall. So what more can you say? I will say this, though. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I definitely will be heading back out next week because Thunderbolts is coming out, and I'll probably head back out to Barnes & Noble maybe, but I haven't decided yet. It's still a week away, but I'm going out to see Thunderbolts, so I will have a review for that coming up next week, but I'll save that for talking about the movies, so I don't know why I'm bringing them up here, but with all that said, though, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I hope to see you guys next week. So if you like this, check out the previous episodes, hit the like button, subscribe, notification buttons, and I'll see you guys next time. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.